Join Niniola Williams, Managing Director of Dr. Ameyo, Stella, Adadevoh, DRASA Health Trust on Inspiration 92.3 FM, Lagos, every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the DRASA Half Hour. She'll be teaching practical tips on how to stay healthy and prevent infections in our homes and communities.
Lagos, it is still your number one family radio, Inspiration 92.3 FM. You are welcome once again to another episode of the DRASA Half Hour, which is a public health awareness program that will be featured on this radio station, Inspiration 92.3 FM, every Wednesday from 11:30 to 12 noon. Now, if you joined us last Wednesday, you already know the drill. But for those of us tuning in for the first time, DRASA stands for Dr. Ameyo Stella Adadevoh, the courageous doctor who identified the first Ebola patient in Nigeria in 2014, but later died after contracting the infection from the patient. Her action saved the lives of millions of Nigerians. Now, DRASA Health Trust is a non-profit public health organization established in 2015 to continue her legacy of protecting the health of Nigerians. They are constantly working to develop health champions like you and I who can identify and prevent infectious diseases and also influence those around them to do the same and stay healthy. Now, in the studio with us today are two members of the DRASA team, and they have come with prizes. So stay tuned for a chance to win. And if you tuned in last week, you know that yes, they really gave out prizes. Now, our first guest, Niniola, I'm not sure if I can still call her a guest anymore. But yes, Niniola Williams is the Managing Director of DRASA Health Trust. She is a public health professional with over 10 years of experience in leading health projects, initiatives, and teams to improve the health of individuals, communities, and nations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Niniola Williams.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Our second guest is a project associate at DRASA Health Trust, and she has the experience in managing health projects and mobilizing communities to take actions to better improve their health. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the city of Lagos, please welcome Muyosore Odumesi.
Thank you.
Good morning. All right, great to have you both with us today. Let's start with you, Niniola. Tell us about how infectious diseases can spread within our communities.
Thank you very much. So, last week we spoke about what infectious diseases are, what they're caused by, all the different types of germs. We talked about the signs and symptoms, and we even spoke about the ongoing diphtheria outbreak here in Lagos. So today we want to talk about where these germs can be found and how they spread, because if we don't know where they are and how they move, we can't stop them from infecting us and making us sick. So it's very important that to protect ourselves, we understand these things. And I'm sure many of us can relate. When you're sick, it's like, my body doesn't want to cooperate with me. I have to go to work. I have to go to the market. I have to cook. I have to wash my clothes. I have so many things to do. And yet I'm having fever. I'm having kata. My stomach is running. I'm having all these different symptoms. I can't breathe well. Maybe I don't even have appetite. I'm not hungry. And it's generally not a very good experience. So as we learned last week, these germs that cause all these things in our bodies can be found everywhere. And the truth is that we really can't avoid them. They're part of our environment. So if you like, stay in your house all day. Don't go out thinking that you're avoiding them. But they're there inside your house with you, quite frankly. They're everywhere. They live on all the things that we use on a daily basis. Our phones, our TV, our ATM cards, those of us queuing for POS machine, is the same thing where we're collecting germs when we put our fingers on those things. Tables around us, door handles, everywhere. They're even in the soil, in the ground. They're in the water, they're in air, they're in plants and animals like rats and monkeys. Some of them even live on our bodies, on our skin, our hair, our hands, our nails. So for as long as we go about conducting our everyday business, we are exposed to these germs. So it's very important to know that not all of them are bad. They're everywhere, but some are good, some are bad.
Yeah.
The good ones actually help us. For example, they help us digest our food. They help us process our food and get nutrients from our food. So there are also good ones out there.
All right. Okay. So in case you're just joining us, we're live now with our guests from the Dr. Ameyo Stella Adadevoh DRASA Health Trust, Niniola Williams and Moyosore Odumesi. They are both shedding light on how infectious diseases are spread. They are also ready to take your questions, so please send them via WhatsApp on 0817 313 6193. 0817 313 6193. We'll take all your questions shortly. Also, they've also come with prizes to be won, right? So you want to stay tuned
Definitely.
and, hear the questions and stand a chance to win a prize during our quiz on the show. Okay, Moyosore, can we hear from you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning once again to all our listeners out there. So now that we know where these germs can be found, which is everywhere really, let's talk about how these germs get into our body and how the illnesses they cause can spread from one person to another. One of the ways germs spread is through direct contact. What do I mean by direct contact? This means direct skin-to-skin contact between two or more people. Let me give an example. When we touch a person who is sick and already carrying this harmful germ, or when we touch the open wound of a person who is sick, or when we touch their body fluids, which is sweat, blood, saliva, urine, their vomit, semen, physics, and the likes. Let me try to create a picture so that we can understand better. So let's imagine that there's someone named Folu who has a running stomach, and he had to rush to use the toilet. And after using the toilet, he didn't wash his hands. And as he came out of the toilet, he saw his neighbor Ijoma, and tried to shake Ijoma and greet Ijoma. Poor Ijoma, who does not know that Folu has just used the toilet without washing his hands, goes ahead to still hold on to Folu's hands. Now, the germ has moved from Folu's stomach, came out into his feces, and he has carried these germs as he was trying to, clean up the feces that soiled his hands. And he goes ahead to use that same hand to transfer the germ to Ijoma. Now, this germ has spread. Folu can infect other people, and Ijoma can also go ahead to infect other people, and this cycle can continue. And for pregnant women out there too, please let's know that germ spreading by direct skin-to-skin contact can also happen when a sick pregnant woman passes the germ to her unborn baby in the womb, or when she's giving birth to her baby, or through breastfeeding her baby. Now, these germs can be very funny. They're tricky because there's another way that they can spread apart from the direct contact, which is through the indirect contact. What does this mean? It means that you don't even have to go near the sick person to touch them or anything like that. Let me also give an example. Going back to Folu with the running stomach, who uses the toilet without washing his hands. But this time, he doesn't even see Ijoma. He proceeds to leave his house, going to work. And on his way to work, he touches the door handle. Let's say the gate of the building. And he goes out. And his neighbor, unknowingly to Ijoma, comes in. She's trying to come in after a night shift, and she touches that same door handle that Folu has just touched, and has left his germs on the door handle. Now, Ijoma she's not infected yet, but if Ijoma goes, to her house and she doesn't wash her hands, and she chooses to maybe eat or touch her face, these germs can enter her body, enter her mouth, through her eyes, mouth, or nose, and when they get into her body, they can make Ijoma sick. This is another way through which germs can spread, but it is not the last one. We can also get sick when we come in contact with, animals that are already carrying these harmful germs. For example, when we have bats, monkeys, cows, or even the pets that we keep in our homes, our dogs, our cats. Of course, we can vaccinate them to reduce the spread of germs, but they all carry germs at the end of the day. We can also spread germs when let's say a woman comes in contact with the semen from a man who has just recently recovered from an infectious disease. For example, let's say a woman has any form of sexual activity, either oral, vaginal, or anal sex with a man that has just recovered from Ebola. This Ebola virus stays in the man's semen. It can stay in the man's semen for 6 months or even years. So the man can pass on the virus to any woman that he's intimate with.
Wow.
So aside from this direct and indirect contact, germs can also spread through other means. An example is through sharing sharp objects. Those of us that say, okay, give me your needle, let me do something. Give me your razor blade, knives, barbing clippers that have already been contaminated with germs. Germs can also spread through eating contaminated food when our foods are not cooked properly or they are not stored properly, or when we even drink dirty water. For those of us that like to, patronize, we're regular customers of these local street food vendors, buying hot puff, suya and the likes. Please, let's be careful. Ensure that whoever that you're buying with, keeps their buying fruit from, keeps their environment clean and their cooking items clean.
Moyo, if you want to talk to me direct, please.
I didn't mean to.
Don't be going through the corner.
Once in a while we all do it, but let's just try to be careful.
Yeah, that's right.
We should also, ensure to boil your drinking water, or at least make sure that you're getting it from a safe source. Another way that germs can spread is through our noses and our mouths. In fact, do you know that as I'm talking to you here, I'm sharing droplets from my mouth. I'm not talking about my saliva. I'm talking about droplets that we cannot even see with our eyes. We cannot perceive them. We cannot feel them. We can only see them with the microscope. They are generated in our mouth. So when we talk, sing, cough, laugh or sneeze, these germs can spread. And if I was sick, thank God for you all that I'm not sick.
Hey, God, I beg.
These germs, the droplets will be everywhere. My germs will be everywhere all over the studio. And germs can also spread through mosquito bites, cockroaches, houseflies, ticks. For example, let's say a housefly that has just landed on one feces near the gutter near our house. And that housefly comes again to perch on our food at the table. It will transmit that germ from the feces to our food. And that's when you start seeing people, you're having diarrhea, you're stooling, or even something worse. That is why it is important to cover our food at all times, even if they are left over. And you go back to them, just cover them. And keep them away from insects, rats, and other animals that carry germs. Finally, we can get sick through the air that we breathe when it is contaminated. Of course, we always have to breathe. We cannot not breathe. So these germs, they float in the air. When they leave a sick person's body, let's say a sick person that coughs or sneezes, because these germs are light and they are very small, they don't just fall to the ground. So they remain in the air. So when somebody that is not sick just breathes in the germs, and that's it, you're sick. That's why, if you notice, during the COVID-19, we were made to wear nose masks, to protect us. So that everybody, you keep your germs and your droplets to yourself, and the air will be free from germs.
Oh,
it's a lot.
It's plenty.
It's plenty.
I mean, when you think about, when you hear this thing, you might feel, okay, you know what? I'm just going to sit at home and not go anywhere. But then Niniola said that, even in your house,
inside the house,
inside the house, the germs are waiting for you. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is the DRASA half-hour show. We still have with us in the studio our guest from the Dr. Ameyo Stella Adadevoh Health Trust, Niniola Williams and Moyosore Odumesi. They've been speaking on how infectious diseases spread in our homes and communities. Now, if you have any questions regarding what is being discussed today, you can send them via our WhatsApp platform 0817-313-6193. That is 0817-313-6193. We'll be glad to take all your questions shortly. Also, they have come with prizes for our listeners, so stay tuned for a chance to win during the quiz section of the show today. Almost as I'm talking now, I'm concerned about the droplets. But let me come back to you again, Niniola. You've talked about different places where germs can be found. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so now we know where they are, but the question is, how do they move from person to person, right? And so there's something we call the chain of infection. It sounds complicated, but let's just think of a chain, like a necklace, a bracelet or a piece of jewelry that we wear. It has links that are connected to each other, and those links keep it together. So it's the same with infection. You have a chain that has 6 links, and germs can only spread from one person to another if those 6 links remain connected. So our job as individuals is to make sure that we break that chain.
Break the link.
We got to break that link.
Break every chain.
Find a way. We must break it. So the first link is what we call the germ itself. Of course, you have to have something bad that wants to enter you for you to be talking of infection, right? So it could be bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites. We learned that last week. So we have the germ, number 1. Number 2, we have the reservoir, which is just the home. Where does that germ live? Is it inside somebody's body? Is it in a rat? Is it on the table? Is it on the door handle? Where is the home of that germ? That's the second link. The third link is, how does that germ come out from that place? If it's living in a home, how does it come out? So for example, if it's inside my body now, all I have to do is maybe cough. It will come out of my mouth. If I sneeze, it will come out of my nose. That is the point of exit. So we have the germ, number 1. We have the home of the germ. Then number 2. Then number 3, we have the way the germ will come out from that home. That's number 3. The fourth link in this chain is how it spreads. And Moyo gave us a long talk on that, right? It can be direct contact, skin to skin, touching urine, touching feces, touching contaminated surfaces. It could be the air, the water, the food. So many different ways of how it spreads. That how it spreads is number 4. So when the germ has come out of its home and it has spread, it has to now enter somebody. That's number 5, the link. In the link, it has to have an entry point. Now, the entry point could be another person's nose, mouth, eyes. Any hole or opening into the body is a point of entry. So let's say I have a wound on my skin now. My flesh is exposed. I didn't cover it. I didn't put any bandage. A germ can enter that flesh wound and enter my blood, enter the body very well. That is number 5. And the final link in the chain is the person who is now infected. So if we want to break the chain, we need to know what the chain is so we can stay healthy. So I can give us a very simple example using Lassa fever. Lassa virus is the germ. The virus is, Lassa fever is caused by a virus. So link 1 is the germ. Link 2, where does it live? It lives inside rats. I think we all know that one.
Yeah.
Yes. How does it come out of the rat? Well, it could be body fluid, the rat's blood, urine, feces, and all of that. Then how does it move? Through contact. Once the rat comes in contact with maybe our tables, our food, and all of that, it can deposit those germs there. That's number 3. Then the portal of entry. How does it enter a new person? Well, if you eat that food, it's your mouth. If you touch where the rat's urine was and rub your eyes, it's the eyes. So any entry point into the body. And then the final link is the person who now falls ill with Lassa fever. So this is just how things spread. And we want to explain this to people so that we understand that we have a chance to stop these things. As you said earlier, they're everywhere. We can't avoid them, but we can definitely stop them from making us sick. It's preventable.
Wow.
Okay, so I mean, we've learned so much today about how, germs are spread from our tables, our mouths, from the things we touch. All right, guys, now the phone lines are open to everybody out there. You can call in to answer questions about what has been discussed today. Our guests will be giving out prizes to top 3 callers who answer correctly. So I hope you've been listening. Well, judgment time. Only 3 prizes to give away. So get ready and dial in. The number to call is 0700 923 923 923. Also, if you have any questions for our guests today about anything they shared, please send your question to us on WhatsApp on 0817 313 6193. Now over to you, Ninyola and Moyo. Sorry. What's the first quiz question for us today?
So we have 7 questions, and you can pick any number between 1 and 7.
All right. 0700 923 923 923 is the number to call. 0700 923 923 923 is the number to call to win yourself a prize. Like, we're looking for the top 3 winners of a prize. Like, we're giving out 3 prizes today. So 0700 923 923. So you call, you pick a number, you answer the question, and you win yourself a prize. All right, the number to call is 0700 923 923 923. All right, let me ask you guys. Now, we've said that we are surrounded by germs.
Yes.
But then we don't really want to turn or become that. I don't want to use the word clean freak.
Paranoia.
That it's bordering on OCD. Where is the comfortable place that we can be as a people to ensure that we don't fall prey to these germs just having a party in our bodies? Because right now I'm very conscious now. Like, I'm really you guys are spooking me. I'm spooked, so I'm very conscious right now. I want to touch my nose. I'm like, no, what's your hand?
Don't do that.
So tell us, where is that safe space? What do we need to do? What kind of lifestyle do we need to have?
And I think it's just for us to be conscious and be aware. I think information is power. You can choose to do whatever you like with the information you're provided with, but if you don't know, you don't know, and it can be a bad thing. So I think there's definitely a balance. We don't expect anybody now to say, they're going to go around wearing gloves, sanitizing their hand every 2 seconds. It's not like that. You need to live your life. You need to go out, enjoy yourself. But at the same time, there are some basic things we all need to do. Number 1, hand hygiene. Keeping our hands clean is so important. important. We actually underestimate the importance of these our hands. Some in the health space, we talk about them as weapons, in fact, for good or bad, because they carry germs, they carry all kinds of things, and we use them for everything. We can't function without our hands. So we need our hands to eat, we need our hands to do our work, we need our hands to touch and interact with our environments. And so it's very important that even when they don't look dirty, sometimes we say, my hand is clean now, come and see it. But it's not clean. There are germs that you can't see with your eye. So it's very important, maybe carry around small sanitizer with you. Anytime you walk into a building that has sanitizer, use the opportunity. Just put your hand there. Let them give you small. Rub your hand and be going. Anytime you see water and soap, wash your hands. Ensure that from time to time, you're just remembering these things. And definitely, please, anytime before you eat, wash your hand. Anytime after the toilet, please, let's not be like Folu. After you use the toilet, wash your hand, please, for the benefit of those around you. We are begging you, keep your hand clean. Wash off the feces, wash off the urine, please help us.
Oh God, there's no how that will not become OCD. because you just said every time you see water and soap, just wash your hands.
Just take the advantage.
Because you don't know where you've touched. You don't know where your hands have been. You don't know where your health space talk. You know where your weapons have been.
Yes.
So you need to wash your hands. And I'm not thinking, how do we, when we are not sure of the other person's, let's say for instance now, if Ijoma did not know that Folu was, how can Ijoma protect herself from whatever Folu is carrying up and down?
So the key with that is that, Ijoma entered her home where they lived together, and she went straight to eat. She didn't wash her hands when she entered. And she's even coming from work. We don't know where she works. We don't know what she's been exposed to. So the key there was breaking that chain at the point of that movement of the germ would have stopped if she had just washed her hands before she puts her finger in her mouth to eat her. What was she eating, Moyo? I can't remember. Is it lovely meal,
or amala?
Delicious foods contaminated with germs.
If you are using, what do you call it? If you are using spoon to eat amala, I actually do judge you. But
it's not the same.
We'll take a break and we'll be back. Stick with us. Remember, we're still looking for our prize winners. The number to call is 0700 923 923 923. First 3 callers win yourself a prize. Of course, it's not automatic. You have to answer a question. You have to have been listening. So 0700 923 923 923 is the number to call. And if you have any questions, send us a WhatsApp message on 0817 313 6193. We'll be back.
Join Niniola Williams, Managing Director of Dr. Ameyo, Stella, Adadevoh, DRASA Health Trust on Inspiration 92.3 FM, Lagos, every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the DRASA Half Hour. She'll be teaching practical tips on how to stay healthy and prevent infections in our homes and communities.
Welcome back. It's still your number one family radio, 92.3 Inspiration FM. In case you're just joining us, we're live with our guests from Dr. Ameyo, Stella, Adadevoh, DRASA Health Trust, Niniola Williams, and Moyosoro Dumesi. They are shedding light on how infectious diseases are spread. Now, we're ready to take your questions. If you have questions, you can send us messages on WhatsApp on 0817 313 6193. Also, we're looking for 3 winners. So if you want to be one of these winners, you can call us on 0700 923 923 923, to answer questions.
If you like, don't call. I will take your gift.
I'll take the gift too. All right, over to you.
All right, thank you. So I think, just going back to the points of, we don't want anybody to be overly paranoid or have now OCD because of this.
Yeah.
So what can we do on a practical, everyday basis in our lives just to stay healthy and safe so we can prevent sicknesses that don't have to be?
Right.
We spoke about our hands.
We have a call.
Okay, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where you calling from? Hey, village people. Oh. Please do try and call us back. 0700 923 923 923. 0700 923 923 923. We have just about 3 minutes left and we're looking for 3 winners. So take it up. 0700 923 923 93. And the questions are very simple. They are very, very simple. If you've been listening, there's already expo. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Chinyere from Okota.
Chinyere from Okota.
Yes, please.
All right, Chinyere, are you ready to answer our question?
Yes.
All right, pick a number from 1 to 7.
Number 2.
Okay. Hi, Chinyere. Mention 3 ways infectious diseases can spread.
It can spread through air,
Good.
through an object like door handle.
Okay.
Okay.
It can also spread through it can also spread through
Chinyere, you can do it.
microphone.
She said microphone. Microphone is objects now. I'll give you one more chance. Give us one more.
Okay.
You said air through objects. Oh, yeah, one more.
Okay, it can also spread through toilet.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
I'll give you that.
That's all right.
Congratulations to you, Chinyere. Chinyere, send your name and number. Send your name and number to our WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. 0817 313 6193. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, this is from my papa.
Hello? Hello? Hey, God. Village people. Chinyere, please send your name, number, and just send your name and your number to our WhatsApp platform 0817 313 6193. We have to go. So, final words.
Yeah, final words. Just thank you to everybody. We'll be back next week. You can find out more. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are at DRASA Trust, DRASA TRUST. And we look forward to being here next week. And remember, just a simple action: washing your hands, keeping your food and water safe and clean, keeping your environment clean. These are the things that break that chain and prevent us from getting sick.
All right, thank you very much, Niniola, and thank you, Moyosori, for being with us today. DRASA Half Hour will be back next week, same day, same time, Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. to share more useful information on how we can stay safe and healthy in these times. So join us again next week. Right now, we'll step aside for the world news, and at 12:15,
It's going to be Sports Waka with Bode Bruno. And by 12:30, we'll make a return on the Midday Rewind. It's still your number one family radio station, 92.3 Inspiration FM. Don't change that.